Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. South Africa's newest deepwater harbour was officially opened by President Jacob Zuma this month. The facility is already operating as a trans-shipment hub, but there are now plans to develop it into a new minerals gateway, as Terence Creamer reports.
Freight logistics group Transnet says it plans to stick with its decision to develop Kucha into South Africa's manganese export hub. This despite a preference being expressed by the manganese miners for an expanded export channel through Saldanha Bay on the west coast. Both President Zuma and Eastern Cape Premier Noxolo Kivit expressed a desire for the province to be increasingly integrated into South Africa's key resources industry.
The port of Kucha has also made it possible for the Eastern Cape economy to participate in the minerals industry as well. In the longer term, South Africa and the region will be well positioned to lead the establishment of a key trade corridor linking Southeast Asia with Africa and America.
We may not be part of the mainstream mineral producing provinces, but the building of the port and the Kucha APZ provides us an opportunity to be the gateway of such commodities and goods to and from the world.
But the miners will still need to be convinced that it's the best route to market, as Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba acknowledged.
Decision has finally been made, so we're no longer in limbo about whether manganese will continue to be exported via the port of Saldanha or via the port of Kucha. The decision has now been made. The onus is on us to engage with the miners to understand the rationale for the decision and ensure that they are not impacted negatively by the decision that we have taken. But at the end of the day, the Nelson Mandela Metro and Port Elizabeth in particular now becomes an important part of the minerals sector in the country. If you consider the fact that we are also going to be using the port of East London to export, even though to a limited extent, some coal, to establish a coal terminal, it means that the Southeastern Corridor is also going to play an important role in the minerals complex in South Africa.
The Department of Basic Education has discussed the need for private companies to help ensure sufficient information technology teachers for the education system. Skalkberger has the story.
The Department of Basic Education has recognized the burgeoning growth of information and communication technology, or ICT, in the lives of students and as a tool in work environments of any sort, and consequently intends to integrate ICT into lessons in all disciplines. DBE Curriculum Innovation and E-Learning Director Phil Mnisi says teachers must understand the importance of using technology to make teaching easier for their own professional development as well as for the development of the nation. Mnisi recently attended the handover of matric IT learning materials developed by education materials company Mindset.
The corporate world in general, my humble proposal is that instead of continuing seeking our best teachers without any plan to replace them, why don't you take the students of the teachers you are interested in? If you find that there's a very good teacher, let's look at the 2, 3, 5 best educators, learners that they are producing. Let's recruit them into the corporate world rather than taking the teacher, so that this teacher can keep on producing more and more of what we need as a corporate world. Or simply, why don't you work together with us in order to create a platform where these best teachers can now in the corporate world contribute from where they are in the development and the production of others. And from time to time, these teachers be made available to share their knowledge and skills to the masses. This can be done, for instance, through a possible dedicated education channel in which we select those best teachers and present those best lessons that can be accessible to the majority of the learners in the country.
Other news making headlines this week: scandalous bungling leaves young electricians without proof of qualification, and Aveng is set to participate in the Franco-Chinese nuclear bid consortium. South Africa's Electrical Contractors Association has made an impassioned plea for greater urgency to be given to dealing with what it describes as scandalous administration and training payment delays at the troubled Construction Education and Training Authority, which was placed under administration last year.
Adult education and training is a way to create a better life for all, which many vote for every year, and raise the country's ability to respond to skill challenges. It is neglected and has compromised the training of youngsters as well. The construction sector has failed to renew the training accreditation license to the ECASA training centers in Germiston and Cape Town. And they had plenty of time to do that. And the one in Devon had to close down when the country is dying to have qualified electricians and artisans. I'm asking you to publish this scandal for what it is and join us in getting people to account for their actions.
South African construction group Aveng is mobilising internally for a possible nuclear energy bidding process, indicating that it was likely to participate in a consortium involving French and Chinese partners.
We are, in the first instance, ensuring that we have the right people in the Aveng group to participate strongly in the program. And we have beefed up our team. In the last round, we're partnered with Arriva. That partnership will continue. And we also believe that China will have a very strong role to play.
That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insight into South Africa's real economy.